Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Reviewing Comics with me, your host, Alexander Turbin. This week we're going to be delving into Zen, the Intergalactic Ninja number 0 from Entity, a 1993 comic. But before we get into that, I'd like to show you some of my own work. This is Random Access. It's a 12-page, full-size, not full color. It has been in the previous 12 issue, or actually the previous 18 issues. It was color, except for number 2, or I think was, no, actually, yes, number 2 was actually black and white. But it's black and white now, but we'll be getting back into color in the next few months once I've caught up with stuff. You can get these at patreon.com/Alexander Turbin, and it's just $3 a month, and you also get a sticker along with it. You can also check these out at alexanderturbin.com. There is a bunch of Mutandis and Forlorn and basically all the comic book work that I've done in my lifetime. Or you could just check me out at Instagram, AlexTurbin0441 at Instagram. So Zen Intergalactic Ninja. So I bought this. I don't know when I bought this. I've had a few Zen comics because, I mean, they were back in 87? No, before that, 83. I'm not entirely sure when Zen first came out, but I do have a couple of issues of the original series, and they're a little hokey looking. I think what happened was they came out after Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and then they went a few issues, and then Archie, I guess, bought them or did something. I think Archie Comics bought Zen, and then it produced a few issues or a few years of issues and stuff. And then they made video games and toys and a whole bunch of stuff. It never really caught, excuse me, caught on like Turtles did, but I guess it may have had a small following or a good sized following. I have no idea. I never really enjoyed it. I never really liked it. I didn't like the original series all that much. If you guys really do like Zen, if any of you just let me know, and let me know what you think of it, and the backstory and all that stuff. I don't really know any of the previous stories in Zen. So you would think that 0 would be a good place to start up to hop on. But unlike the Marvel method, they don't really give a background thinking that this could be anybody's first comic. No, they just kind of jump in. But the first page, the letters page, not the letters page, but the intro page, they're just talking about who's publishing them and what they're planning on doing in the future and stuff like that, which it's kind of interesting. But I much would have rather have known some sort of background, like where's Zen from, what happened in the last issue, stuff like that. So it's created by Steve Stern and Dan Coate. They must have created the original ones and then sold them to Archie. And then Archie must have sold them to somewhere else. I don't know if they retained the rights or anything. This is by Bill Moss. I don't know, Moss. Same as the graphic novel. So Don Chin is the editor of Entity, and Steve Stern is the co-publisher. I guess Steve Stern is created by Steve Stern, so he published this book. He may have bought the rights from Zen back. It's a hard time thinking that Archie would not just have bought Zen outright and that they would have just leased it from him or something like that. I don't know. Anybody have any kind of actually there's a couple documentaries that I'm going to watch about Zen. But if anybody has any answers, let me know, and we can kind of parse through this Zen Intergalactic Ninja thing. So let's get into the story, and then we'll get into the writing and art. It's a lot easier. I think this might be the first non-friend comic where it's the artist and the writer is the very same person. I generally like artist writers more than a team. Teams can be fantastic. I mean, Alan Moore and anybody he teams with is super fantastic. Frank Miller, his team ups have been great. But truth be told, I enjoy Frank Miller's stories when he provides the art. It's just kind of more of a singular vision. It's kind of like a strong director writing the movie and directing and producing it. It generally has a stronger singular vision, and you don't get bogged down by any kind of weird confrontational things between the artist and the writer. Although, like I said, it can be great. I mean, Chris Claremont had great working relationships with all of the writers, all of the artists in the X-Men, I think, and he produced Gold. So I'm not saying that I dislike it. I'm just saying that I think I like a writer, an artist, and their singular vision a little bit better. So it starts off, you automatically know that it's Zen, and he's in a spaceship. It just kind of flows that way. I mean, he's talking about the things that are wrong with the ship. We don't know why there's anything wrong with it. We just know that he's in a ship and there's a wormhole, because he says that there's a wormhole. And so it's really cool because it is cool and it isn't cool. He explains what's going on in his word balloons and his thought balloons, which is really great for comic books because you can have the thought balloons and it works a little bit better than in movies and TV. I kind of wish there had been a little bit of narration. I always like a little bit of narration, text, just to kind of complement what's actually going on, transpiring on the page, and what Zen is thinking and talking about and stuff. So he's fiddling around with the ship, trying to reroute power and fly around and stuff like that, when a laser blast hits him and he goes flying. And there's lots of really great artwork here where he's it's just a lot of motion, a lot of animation going on in this. But we'll break down the writing and the art as afterwards, as you know I like to do. So he finds out that there's a ship that has fired upon him, a Rigelian, I'm not sure, and he gets his power back online for weapons and stuff, and he shoots at the Rigelian ship, and the ship goes down, and it heads towards the planet, and it's kind of crashing. Zen, I don't know if he's always been a kind of a do-gooder. I've always thought that, he's an intergalactic ninja, that I guess, in my mind, he wasn't really good. He was more like an assassin or kind of something like that. But apparently he's a do-gooder, which is kind of refreshing, that he's not going into the anti-hero route or whatever like that. He's not like a Deadpool, I guess, or maybe he was, and then they just kind of switched his character up. I'll have to check out some other Zen comics to see if his personality actually changes in any of the iterations. He's got to be a little different in the Archie books compared to the indie comics that he originated in, and this new iteration that he's in now. So he says that the Rigelians are a warlike kind of people, and that whatever sentient beings are on the planet are going to get killed by the Rigelians, because that's what they do. They just like to hunt subspecies of any kind of intelligent or even non-intelligent people, aliens anyway. So Zen makes his way down to the planet to confront the Rigelian. I don't know what he's planning on doing, whether he's going to kill the Rigelian. It doesn't seem like Zen actually kills. He has like a zapping thing here. So he lands on the planet. He's got this sphere orb thing, which I kind of remember is his regular mode of transportation, which is really kind of cool, and it's a cool way to get him from place to place other than teleportation or anything like that. That's just kind of tried and true. But the Rigelian attacks him, and Zen gives him a blast from his little boomstick or whatever it's called, and he just kind of keeps zapping him and zapping him, and he's just thinking to himself how badass he is and how awesome he is and how the Rigelians are kind of just stupid and stuff. When the Rigelian hops up and goes for Zen and attacks him, so it's a 2 or 3 page fight scene, which is actually pretty cool. There's still not much story going on. This whole thing is really kind of storyless, backstoryless. It's just like I think it's just an introduction to the art and maybe what you could find if you get 1, 2, or beyond. He smashes Zen and sends him flying through the air, and then they have this. I guess a Rigelian takes off and goes to this creature that Zen had thought that he had killed, because he shows up at the planet, and even though it doesn't show it, it says that the Rigelian has a corpse by his feet, and really it should have shown something, because here it shows it clearly that, and he says it's his son that died from the blast that Zen had sent at the Rigelian ship. So then they have this whole dialogue how the Rigelian didn't actually fire on Zen's ship. It was a malfunction because of the wormhole that was in space. So apparently the wormhole showed up and it damaged both Zen's ship and the Rigelian's ship. And the Rigelians automatically fired on Zen's ship, and Zen fired back, not knowing that the Rigelian hadn't done that. So it was really just a big misunderstanding and a big mistake. And but the Rigelian is actually like, I'm grateful because my son got to die in battle instead of just a mere accident, which would have been dishonorable for my people and stuff. So they kind of come to an understanding, I guess. Then there's an interlude, and it's apparently some kind of big bad dude who is going to be a big bad villain, I guess, in later issues. I'm not sure if he actually does become a big bad villain. But he's in a giant spaceship, and he's like a Galactus. He devours planets, and he was going to devour the Earth, but instead he wants to go to the wormhole and devour that. So, like I said, the Rigelian and Zen actually come to an agreement, and that it was just a big misunderstanding. When boom, some sort of giant entity shows up, and I guess a Rigelian falls off a cliff. So his name is Paradox. He's just kind of shows up, and apparently he's gone through a time loop, and every time he shows up in the time loop, Zen kills him, gives him a hard time, something. It doesn't really say exactly what. It more is leading into kind of what's going on. So then the big bad, which here he looks like a giant, and here he just looks like he's kind of bigger, not kind of as ginormous as the previous page. So that's where it ends, where I guess there's some sort of cliffhanger. Zen's going to fight this guy. Who is this guy? Who's the big bad guy? All of this is supposed to entice you to get the next issue. And then there's the epilogue, and apparently this is from Zen's homeworld. And Zen is crossed into another dimension, and they are kind of keeping track of him, but he's doing something wrong, I guess. And so they're going to send their assassin to go kill, or mercenary or something to go kill or get Zen. Yeah, she's a mercenary, not an assassin. So she's supposed to go get Zen and bring him back, I guess, to to pay for his crimes or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. So that's the end of the whole book. And then there's a bunch of advertisements for stuff that from Parody Press, which I really would like to get some of this stuff. I would love to review this stuff. I'm especially the adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters. I remember seeing those back in the day, and yeah, I would definitely want to get into that stuff. So Young and Untamed, I think that's supposed to be Young Zen, which is I guess it's another book that the publishers came out with. And then here's another Zen thing with the cover by Sam Keith. Zen has really been drawn by a lot of different really well-known artists and stuff. And I don't know if there was ever really that much of a call for it. I don't know how popular Zen was. Like I said, I'd really like to hear from you guys if you really love Zen or you got into Zen quite a bit or whatever. And whether it was a big part of your childhood or not. There's even Zen masks and there's Zen video games and all kinds of stuff. This must be this issue number 1. So it went from the art style went from kind of hokey. I'm not going to say hokey, but definitely very indie comics to very imagist. Bill Mouse is definitely very imagist. He's a little bit more accomplished, I think. I'm not going to say accomplished. He's a little bit more less imagey than the image guys. Like he's not giving you one panel money shot and then just kind of going along with the rest of the panels for a story. And really, the writing is actually pretty good. It the story unfolds relatively easily, and it was a nice, fun read. Fun, yeah. It's very simple, but it was still fun. It wasn't. I was never like, oh man, this sucks. Why do I have to read this crap? It was more like, this is a cool little thing. There's like ships fighting, and then there's a fight scene, and cool stuff like that. And the art is I didn't look up Bill Mouse. He's done a bunch of other stuff that I think he did some stuff for Eastman and Laird. Didn't he do some heavy metal or something like that? Anyway, Zen has been in heavy metal, I guess, too. But I really enjoy his artwork. I like his anatomy. I like his he's got a lot of flow, and he's got some nice texture. Sometimes he'll have some nice texture. Sometimes he's not so much, and his backgrounds are sparse and sparingly used, but he uses them sparingly because they don't need, like, it's outside, so what are you going to show for the background? I mean, he could have shown some rocks or something like that, but really you don't really need to. And then the other places where he does need a lot of background, he does do it. So it's not that he can't do it. It's just simply that he doesn't do a lot of backgrounds when he doesn't really need to. He's got a hard time with women. It's very imagey women, but join the club. I've had a hard time drawing women my whole life, and I probably won't stop anytime soon. All you can do is look at a lot of Frank Frazetta and try to do your best. It's not bad. It's just not it's not as good as the rest of the pages. He really like his line work. I really like his inking. I really love his inking. That's probably my favorite part of his work. And his panel layout. He's got some really nice panel layouts, and just his whole design of all of the books. Here's a nice double page spread, even though Paradox is really huge here and not quite so huge here. But I really did enjoy the writing and the art. Yeah. So is it, fantastic? No, it's a basic story and basic art. There again, I catch myself. It's not basic art. It's just not. It goes with the story. It's anatomically correct creatures, and it is, the Rigelian. He's really cool. It reminds me a lot of a Star Trek character, or something like that. But it's really, I enjoyed it. I enjoy the characters, and I'm not entirely sure that I enjoy Zen as a character, but it's definitely something that I would check out some more of. And so, yeah, Zen, Intergalactic Ninja, number 0. What I'm going to give this a score of is an 8. Yes, I am going to go try to find some more Zen Intergalactic Ninjas, and if I see them out in the wild, I'll probably pick them up. And the art, I really did enjoy the art, and I did enjoy the story, as much of it as there was. And just because if there isn't a huge amount of story or complex plot, doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that it's a little bit thin in the plot area. But everything was fun. It was a fun to read journey, and like I said, I would get more of these. So it's an 8, and I do like the cover quite a bit. Here's the back cover. It's some video games, which I guess are pretty maybe not popular, but vintage video games can be kind of expensive. So, yep, Zen Intergalactic Ninja, I'm giving a solid 8. If you guys like this kind of content, please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell, and please give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that too. And let me know what you guys think of Zen Intergalactic Ninja. Is he one of your favorites from your childhood, or is he just something that you picked up once in a while, kind of like me, if there was nothing better really to go on that Wednesday, so you just picked up a Zen? So I will talk to you guys next time, and thanks a lot for watching.